Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Anjali. Today, the topic that I'm going to discuss is Python built-in functions. These are the built-in functions that I'm going to discuss today in this video. They are insert function, find function, round function, floor, and ceil functions. Let's start with our first built-in method, that is insert method. The insert method is a built-in function used to add a single element to the list or array at a specific index. Unlike append function, which only adds items to the end, insert function allow you to place an item anywhere in the sequence. We'll use insert built-in function when we want to add element into a list or array. You might have worked with append function too, where we will use that to add items at the end, but in insert function, we can add item anywhere between the sequence. For example, at the starting or at the end, even in between, even at the last. This is what the difference between append and insert functions. Now I'll explain different scenarios of inserting elements to list. Let's see an example. The first example that I'm considering here is inserting an element at the beginning of the list. Now we have a list called cities. To the cities variable, we are using dot insert function. We need to pass two data. First one is the position to which you want to insert the item, and the second one is the value that you want to pass into list. Now, to this list, I want to pass New York City name. I want to add this name to the existing list, and I want this name to be at the 0th position, which means here in the first. To do that, I'm using insert function here, and we will print the cities variable. Now we'll run this code. You can see here in the 0th position, the new value is added, that is New Year. All other names are existing one. In this way, by using insert function, we can insert value to the beginning of the list. Now I'll show you how to insert an element at the end of the list. In the cities variable, we have a set of name of cities which is stored inside a list. In the same way that we did in the previous example, we are taking cities variable dot insert function. Now, this is important part. We are taking length of cities because you may not know the length of this list. It may be a long list which you cannot count. Now you are able to see there are four values, but in other cases, when you have long list, you can use a len function of cities, which shows you the last element after knowing the total length, and that will be the last position in the list. So to that place, it will insert the value and we will print the cities and it will be updated with the new value at the last. Now we can see in the output all the four names initially are same. We inserted the value at the last. We'll see next example, that is inserting multiple elements into list. Now in the cities variable, we have a set of names of cities and we have another variable called new cities. Now we'll insert new cities to existing city variable. We'll define the places or index to which these values need to be inserted. For example, this is in the 0th position and this is in the first position. This is in the second position. Here in second position, we want this value to be added in second position. Then after third and fourth, in the fourth position, we want this to be added. For I in range of length of new cities. Here in length of new cities, it will calculate the total length of this variable new cities and it will be inside for loop. Then we will use insert function and we will tell index of I. I here is nothing but it will be in the range of positions of new cities. Then it will be under loop. From index, it will take these values, and from new cities, it will take its position and then add the respective positions, and then we'll print a cities variable. You can check the positions over here, like how we have defined in the second position and in the fourth position, sixth position, respective values will be there. I hope you understood how to insert elements at the beginning, at the end, and this is inserting multiple elements. Now we'll go to second function, that is find function. It is a built-in string method used to locate the starting index of the first occurrence of specific substring. Find method is case sensitive. It returns -1 if the specified substring is not found in the string. This is a built-in string method and we'll use this to locate starting index of first occurrence of specific substring. You may get little confused here while explaining the example. I'll make this clear. And this is case sensitive as I said, and it will return -1 if it didn't find the string. I'll show you different scenarios example for all these explanation. Find substring in string. In cities variable, we have a string which contains name of cities. In position variable, we will use cities.find function, and now we want to find Chicago in this string, and its position will be stored in this variable. And then we'll print the position of Chicago is what will be its position. If we run this code, the position of Chicago is 23. It is telling each place is considered as each value you can count from here, you will get 23. This is how we found the position of Chicago value inside this string. Now we'll see how it is case sensitive. We have same value, that is cities and name of cities. Again in the position we are finding Chicago. But the change here is we have given C in small letter. As I said, it is case sensitive. Here it is uppercase and here we have given lowercase. So it will not identify this value and we'll see what it returns. It is telling the position is -1 because it is not able to identify because of its case sensitivity. I hope you understood how to work with find function. Now we'll see round function. This function is used to round a specified number of decimal places or the nearest integer. When we have a value like 1.01324 etc., we want to stop those decimal places to a specific value, like we want two values after decimal point or 3 or 1, like that. We will round to a specific number of decimal places or we will take a nearest integer. We'll see how it will work in an example. In sales figure variable, we have this value 1234 and after decimal point 5, 6, 7 and 8. In the rounded figure variable, we are using round function and we will pass this value and we will define 2. It means we want only two values after the decimal point. Then we will print the rounded figure variable which contains the updated value of the rounding. For run this code, you can see here you got only two values after rounding. The 6 has become 7. As I said, that is nearest integer. If you tell 3, you will get next three numbers. And here 7 has become 8. It is the rounded value. I hope you understood round function. Next, we'll see floor function. This method rounds a number down to nearest integer. Especially, it returns the largest integer, that is less than or equal to input value. It will round to the nearest integer and it will return the largest integer, that is less than or equals to input value. You may feel it is complicated. In an example, you will understand it more better. We'll import math module. In share price variable, we have this value 123.45 and in the user money we have value of 1000. In full shares variable we will use the floor function. To use floor function we need math module be imported, which we have done here, and we will divide user money by share price. Then we'll print the full shares and its value after calculating, which we will get. Here the user can buy 8 full shares. After this calculation we got only 8 value. I hope you understood how it works. Now we'll see ceil function. This function that rounds a number up the nearest value. Floor and ceil are almost vice versa. There it was number down the nearest integer, here number up the nearest integer. Especially it returns the smallest integer which is greater than or equals to given number. Here it is returning greatest integer, here it is returning smallest integer which is greater than, here it is less than or equals to given number. We'll see an example. We will round up the financial transaction. These are the transaction values which we have in the list. And in the rounded transaction, we will use ceil function and we will pass the amount where amount is each transaction. For amount in transaction is nothing but this amount will have each values one after the other that we are passing into ceil function. And if we print the rounded transaction, we will see what output we get. You can see here, as I said, greater than or equals to given number, which means 23 is considered at 24. It is rounding up, not rounding down. Here it is giving 68, 13, and here 99. It is rounding up to the next value. In floor function, if you see, it will round down, which means we will get 22, 66, 11 like this. This is the difference between these two functions. I hope you understood all the functions which I explained in this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.